let's be pretty honest. Morgan is probably the best character for Phoenix.
Oh, obviously, the soul-stealing, the meter-stealing soul fist.
Not only that, I mean, not only does she have combos that steal your meter, just natural combos, but she also has the TAC trick and glitch that she could use. So it's just really annoying match. You probably see a lot of it.
All right. Well, we've got Arcade Shock, an exclusive sponsor here of NorCal Regionals. And speaking of exclusivity, you can pre-order some of the exclusive hardware they have coming from Hori to the website at Arcade Shock. You see it there on your screen, a lot of the exclusive Hori equipment coming directly from Japan. The only place you can get this imported hardware at arcadeshock.com. Included along that lot of imported Japanese hardware, exclusivity, the Premium VLX Diamond Edition at Ice Blue VLX. And not only can you get that directly from arcadeshock.com, you can get the parts to dual mod that stick. We saw Alex Valle carrying around the dual modded Diamond Edition VLX earlier today with some Ice Blue buttons and a secondary PCB inside to allow him to play it on an Xbox. All your gear, your exclusive sticks, and the equipment you need to mod them, available at arcadeshop.com.
And so much more.
And here we got Neo on the side getting advice from the other NorCal Phoenix Filipino champ. And they're going to talk this out. You've got to know that Neo is not in a big rush to get up there right now.
Absolutely, I agree, Derry. I think Champ, you know, he's going to, out of anybody in this room, he's going to give you the best advice.
Oh, of course. Well, that's his team.
Right.
And Champ's advice probably pretty good in general. For this, I would seek him out. Yeah. What am I going to do here?
Right. I would be asking him questions like, what have you been working on, man? Like, what do you have anything? Like, what are some options here and there? ChrisG, getting a hug right there. Neo, very respectful person. He wants to body Chris, but you know, it's all love.
All right. Well, ChrisG came to NorCal Regionals last year, did not reach top 8. He's never won a major West Coast Marvel tournament. This is his first chance to do that. He went to SCR, got second place. His sponsor, Afterglow, the first time they've sponsored a fighting game tournament, it is here at NCR. You can get 20% off your purchase at pdp.com with the promo code AGENCR.
That's right. First tournament they've sponsored, and they got the biggest percentage off with their coupon.
Usually 15, you got 20%.
Usually 10, 15. They got 20% off your entire order. That's why I was reading that. I was like, really? 20% off? Okay.
Hey, upgrade. And you've got to believe that AGE would be more than happy to see their guy walk away with his first major West Coast Marvel title.
Yeah, and just to go back to
sponsored tournament.
To kind of follow what you were saying, Darius, you're alluding to the fact that he's never won a West Coast major. I think if he, and I said this, you know, and a lot of Marvel players feel this way, is that if he wins this, might and probably will win EVO.
Well, it's kind of like the 7th seal.
Yeah.
You know, the last horseman will be released.
Exactly.
This is the final inhibitor. ChrisG has never been able to breach this. The West Coast is kind of this, it's got a little bit of a mental factor for him. Some of the West Coast players have shown some success against him that East Coast players have obviously not been able to replicate. You know, PR Balrog, Filipino champ, players like that have been able to put ChrisG into uncomfortable positions, and he's not been able to seal the deal. Yeah. If he gets into that mental space here, he wins this tournament and puts a room that obviously wants him to lose into silence and walks away with his first West Coast major, he's going to be unstoppable.
ChrisG does great when he does great. I noticed when he starts making mistakes, he starts looking at his stick, he starts kind of blaming the peripherals. He needs to look within himself, and when these mistakes happen and when these things pop up to him, he needs to just forget about it. He needs to play his game because he's one of the best players in Marvel in the world.
He's showing some surprising resilience this weekend. He's not known for his emotional resilience. Yesterday he had a big, shaky day. Today he's come back and fought his way through losers bracket to win a spot in Grand Finals and the ability and the privilege to fight a warrior like Golden Boy Neo.
Yeah, and you know what, Neo, he seeks these moments out. When he was playing MVC2, he found every single top player he could, and he money matched them.
For not a small amount of money.
For years, yeah, he did this for years. He would just search for Marvel players and money match them and do big stakes events. These were like before we ran like, you know, little side events and showcase matches and stuff. This is what people went to watch, these huge money matches. And Neo was part of that scene. Here we go, Golden Boy Neo, NYC ChrisG. First hit is going to dictate so much of this match.
He's got to kill Morgan. He's got to have a plan to do it. Morgan is going to be damaging to his team's synergy, not just from what she can do raw with Astral, but her ability to steal his meter is going to make it so hard for him to get Dark Gene on the board.
He's got to land a TAC on her. He's got to touch her first.
And right here, we could be looking at the beginning of the end of this first set here, as Morgan handily defeats Magneto and only has to spend one bar to do it.
Yeah,
activates for Astral again, and Doom is facing this as he comes in.
Oh, that setup was so tricky. She called Doom, so Doom was in the corner, and then she corpse crossed, so it actually made him come into the corner. And he was getting hit, and it looks like he had a setup to do a combo, but it just didn't work out. Very subtle mix-up that looks kind of just like craziness.
Jean coming in with 3 bars and 25% of another bar. How much defense does Neo really got?
Not
Answer
enough.
for the first set, not enough.
First match, NYC ChrisG, extremely dominating.
Immediately Neo getting some advice from Filipino chat. ChrisG smiling, all right. Got reason to feel good.
Neo looks a little perplexed.
Hey, it's a long way from over here. ChrisG has got to win 3, and then he's got to win 3 again.
That's right, 2 sets. Second match between these two.
Oh, what?
Neo.
I was almost afraid to say anything because I didn't want a commentator's curse him, and he still dropped it.
I didn't even want to muster the words and breathe life into the actual fact that he could drop such a simple combo, yet there it was occurring in front of me. Neo, what is going on, baby? He's got to land these combos.
And right now, he's just having to deal with Soul Fist, Soul Fist, Soul Fist.
Oh, and it just changes everything, Gary. And look at, I mean, you know, actually, super jumping and taking those missiles is actually good. Not only because you're not just getting bodied by Soul Fist down there, you're soaking up meter from non-damaging attacks.
Well, let me say this. Neo going up into the sky, electing to take the missiles instead of Astral Vision.
Very smart.
For those of you guys that followed the NBA in the 90s and in the early part of the 2000s, players would play against the Chicago Bulls and Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan's going to score 40 points. That's going to happen. You have to play around that. ChrisG's going to get Astral Vision on the board. You've got to have a plan to deal with that. It's going to happen no matter what. And right there, you saw Golden Boy Neo jumping up and electing to take missiles instead of taking Astral Vision damage. I think that was so smart, and we should see him continue to do that later on in the set.
Yeah, that's if you could make a plan, if Champ told him anything, I bet it was just stay up there, take those missiles. ChrisG, though, lands the hit.
Well, this time Neo's going to have a chance to show us what he's got with Dark Jean.
Yeah, I'm kind of curious to see. I've never really seen Chris deal with Dark Jean recently, so I don't know if he's, oh wow.
Oh, he teleported right into swords.
Great reactions by ChrisG. Put the swords on right as he teleported. Good blocking so far
Blocks
from
the
Neo.
rapid slash.
He's got to make something happen though, gets hit. ChrisG brings her down. Super, 2 games to 0. ChrisG.
Earlier we were talking about ChrisG's advantage against the Phoenix team with Morrigan's ability to steal meter and some of the things that she could do with tack glitches. But we neglected to mention the fact that Virgil has some great tools to do.
Oh yeah, Virgil, I mean, that's self-explanatory. Virgil is going to be very good versus Phoenix, specifically Dark Phoenix. You could crown her, you could put the belt on, I mean, you know, you name it. And actually, he did something really smart is when he switched to Virgil as Jean was out there. So he really had a plan. You could tell watching Chris, he's not just like going through motions. He has like these real plans that he goes through. Very smart from Chris.
All right, we got the activate. Let's see if Neo elects to just go up and take missile damage instead. No, he's going to try to stay. Oh, there he is. He's going up. I'll just stay up here and take the missiles.
All missiles himself. There we go. Makes her block. There's your time for a mix-up. Couldn't get it. Now he's got to get out. Calls missiles. There's 2 coming down. Nothing.
He's under her, but...
He's got to watch out, though. When you're under her, you got to worry about shell kick. Oh, he got to the other side. Hit Doom, though. Oh, mistaken input right there. It's already, yeah, this is already looking extremely bad for Neo. ChrisG running away with this set.
ChrisG on the verge of 3-0ing Neo and resetting the bracket here. What's Neo got? He's got to have an answer here.
I mean, the benefit to this is it gives Neo time to kind of formulate a plan versus Morgan. The bad thing is it gives ChrisG more time to figure him out.
So far, Neo is looking lost. You can see it in his eyes. You can see it in his face.
I mean, he just can't play. Like, he's not getting a chance to play. Neo's looking very stressed out. He's an emotional guy. He wears his heart on his sleeve for sure. And he wants to win this.
This would be his first chance to win a Marvel 3 major. This is majors. Even without winning, this is his best showing at a Marvel 3 major.
Yeah, this is definitely his best showing. He's gotten a lot of top 8s.
But you got to know he wants to win this so bad.
Oh, definitely. You could just tell. I mean, he's been working his buns off the last 3 days. You know, this would just be like icing on the cake.
Right.
And he told me, you know, like, and I asked him, I'm like, you know, how the sales are going? He's like, they're going good. It's not all about the money, though. It's really just, I just like, you know, hanging out here, being a president, sponsoring the tournament, and seeing people, like, enjoy the clothing and stuff like that, you know? And I really respect that. I really like a guy who comes off that way, you know? When you actually know the guy and you're talking to him man-to-man and he's not giving you that, it's all about that money. You know, it's not like that for him. It's not definitely not like that for him.
Are we going to see a team adjustment here?
I don't know. He may. No, okay. He is picking Wesker on point, and I gotta tell you, I don't like that. I just don't like that adjustment.
I don't either. I know that he's feeling uncomfortable with what's happening around him right now, but if anything, Wesker might make some of the situations worse.
Yeah, I agree. He's not as mobile as Magneto. Maybe you're going to see some of that projectile countering use that has been explored recently. Why Wesker, though?
I've got to think that maybe he's trying to take a page from Wentnell's book and use that up back gun to maybe control some semblance of the neutral game here. But I mean you've got Doom missiles, so that's not even really an option.
There's a bad call. I mean, that's just my opinion. Maybe Neo's got something up his sleeve, but that, to me, is just a bad call.
Magneto coming out, trying to get something going with an air H and maybe into an air grab, and the air out of this room is just gone. Nobody's standing, nobody's saying anything, that's watching this happen. Neo fought his way through the bracket, and ChrisG is just beating him down. Yeah,
ChrisG is just disassembling Neo right now.
That's 4 in a row for ChrisG.
A quick character select. I just think he threw that match away by picking Wesker. It didn't work. Let's go back to Magneto and try it again.
He took a gamble there, but the thing is, this is not the time for gambles. This is definitely not the time for gambles.
Yeah, I agree, Jerry. There's a time and place to be like, maybe I'll try this team versus him. That was not it, and you just sacrificed a round.
And right away, we've got the jump back Soul Fist. The extension from the Rapid Slash goes into Shell Kick to get the full combo, and now he's going to be able to Astro Vision and get Doom out. Neutral game control, complete and total domination right now.
Look how smart his fireball pattern was. He shoots the diagonal up, Neo super jumps, has to block them, then he starts shooting horizontal and diagonal downs as Neo falls from blocking the super jump one, has to block all those. Magneto quickly dies, Doom following suit.
Awareness of what Neo was going to do on Wake Up. Knew that Neo was going to roll out, use the diagonal down, dash back Soul Fist to put Neo back in the block state and take re-control of the neutral game.
He is really at one with Morgan.
Right now, he's Yomi level 3 right now.
He is just using Morgan as an extension of his body. Like, just everything is coming out perfectly for him. Neo can't even get anything off. This is just pure domination.
And we went from a room that was so excited to see Neo fight this fight to ChrisG on the verge of 6-0ing Golden Boy Neo.
This room is definitely almost already resigned to defeat. Our last hope for NorCal, Neo.
Like we talked about before, if Neo walks away, or if ChrisG walks away with this tournament, this could be a prelude to EVO. You know, we could be watching the opening salvo and the inevitable win for ChrisG at Evolution.
As long as he doesn't run into Crazy Taxi, I think he's got a shot, man.
Somebody get Senior Taxi on the phone right now.
Senior Taxi, sorry. Let's see if Golden Boy, Neo, Abraham Sotelo, if he has it left in him.
Well, he's up there. He's taking the missiles instead of the Soul Fist. He's got Magnetic Blast on the board, and now he's got a chance to kill Morgan here.
Best start he's had this whole set. He got the TAC as well.
Working on 3.5 bars.
Oh, that was a little slow.
He needed that infinite.
He needed it.
That was not a want situation. He needed that infinite.
He needed that infinite like he needs water.
Yep.
He's got 4. If he gets one more bar, though, he can at least make this messy.
Well, he's in position to have Dark Phoenix come out, which is good.
But we have yet to see, and I know he has some anti-Phoenix ideas and some kind of traps that he could do to prevent her from coming out. So let's see if he has those. If we're even going to see a chance, or if we're going to get a chance to see Phoenix. So Magneto goes down to Astral. And Doom probably going to go down once Morgan activates Astral. Looks like she's saving meter. Saving meter for Virgil, perhaps? Nope, going to go into Astral. And Neo floating around. He really wants to get rid of Morgan. It would just be nice. Oh, he wants nice by Neo.
And now he's going to start throwing out those souls. He was just trying to steal that last little meter there before she died. But he's going to have to fight Dark Phoenix.
Oh my God, what is going
Phoenix
on?
Almost a happy birthday right there.
Yeah, just a bunch of things getting hit.
Ooh,
Tons of
Morgan gets
fireballs.
caught.
Doom is getting hit too. Doom going down. Virgil
now we
coming
got
in.
Virgil coming in.
Oh, no mix-up. What is Neo doing? Why are you doing
Here comes
this?
the swords.
Oh my goodness, Neo. Oh, wow. Oh, but he still has X Factor. No chip damage here. You've got to make something happen with that little bit of X Factor you have left. You have to land a hit. Got the hit, but can't convert it. Helmbreaker to defeat Neo. ChrisG is winning Marvel vs. Capcom 3 here at NCR 2013, sorry, number 11. Oh, that is just so heartbreaking. I feel like Neo had so many moments where he could have turned this into an interesting match. Instead, we get a 6-0. I mean, I can't blame the guy. ChrisG is just, you know, a cut above the rest, but what can you do, man? Nobody can beat the guy. Not yet.
I think that this weekend has shown, we talk about ChrisG and his dominance here and how a lot of people were worried that success at NCR was going to mean momentum that would lead him to an inevitable victory at EVO. But I think that there are some glimmers of hope here. We have seen some chinks in Chris's armor this weekend. Some of the non-traditional stuff, some of the unexpected synergy proved to have great results for players like LLND, for Senior Taxi this weekend, characters like Shenko, combination shells like Chris and Dante, against people that traditionally the meta says these characters are the best characters of the games or these are the most optimized teams. There's still some out there.
There is, yeah.
There's still a little out there that could prove to be